movement. What is it, right? It can be so many things and so many meanings behind it. Some people think movement is, I got to work out a certain way. Some people believe movement is going for a hike. Some people believe movement is walking. It's any way where you are moving your body, allowing that blood flow, allowing those good endorphins to release. And movement is a necessity for self-care. And that's a topic my guest Carrie and myself are going to be discussing today, diving a little bit deeper into the fundamental importance of valuing and honoring ourselves and making self-care a priority. Hello, Carrie, and welcome. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so thrilled to be here. And I just love talking to other like-minded women and on such a great topic.
Yeah. Now, Carrie, you and I met many years ago at a women's group. And I always, appreciate and value the times where we were able to come together because you spoke that same voice that I did. And I really love that. And, that's why I'm so excited to have you on my podcast today and sharing this message. So I know all about you, Carrie. So can you share with our audience, with our listeners, a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Okay, great. Yeah, it's such a big question. And so I'll try to quick little snapshot down because Carrie is many things. But if I would say, who is Carrie right here, right now, today? One of the biggest things on my mind is movement. I consider myself a movement facilitator. And this is something new for my world. Now, movement has been a part of my life for many years. But I've recently, through the COVID time, I became a fitness instructor and a yoga instructor, and also did some training in Qigong. So during that downtime, hey, I took advantage of it. Now, how that kind of came to be is right before COVID came, I was thinking of becoming a fitness instructor is what I was first working towards. I'd done a bunch of research and I had it all mapped out of what I was going to do. And then COVID hit and everything shut down. And I was like, oh no, but I didn't want to lose that momentum. So I is there a way that I can keep that momentum going online? And I found a way to do it online and I did it. And then a friend of mine who's a yoga instructor here locally has a little studio. She let me know of doing the yoga instructor online, which I wasn't aware of. So, another thing is I turned 50 this summer. So the yoga thing especially was a birthday gift to myself. And to me, it kind of said, like, you're never too old. And like this midlife thing, it's not about matter of me going down that hill. Heck no, I keep going up. So yeah. So that's a little, I'm also a holistic nutritionist. I'm very passionate about living a holistic lifestyle. So that's another little tidbit of Carrie.
You're so right when you said age it's just a number, right? It's all about mindset. Because next month I'm going to be 53, and it's like I do not, whatever 53 is supposed to feel like, it's all about mindset. It's all about what you're doing for yourself. It's validating yourself. It's creating movement that works for you. And when you do actions, when you choose and give yourself permission to take actions that fulfill you with love, that bring youthfulness towards you, it's amazing how your journey gets stronger in honoring who you are and doing for yourself what you need to do. So I love how, you showed how it's a journey, and what we perhaps were doing, we can always shift it a bit to still be creative and fit it into our life. And, a lot of that from what I'm hearing, Carrie, is, the yoga, the fitness instructor, and all these other creative things that are a part of your life and your passion comes down to self-care and making it a part of your daily routine. So what's something that you do that motivates you, and choosing something that you love to do makes a part of your self-care routine every day?
Yeah, it is a part of my daily routine. Movement is such an important part. And because a lot of the times during my day, I do a lot of computer work. So that's sitting, and I tell you, it depletes me. It
Yeah.
just sucks the life out of me.
Yeah.
And so I do have to do regular movement. So a long time ago, I did start um, the routine of working out first thing in the morning. So I do a very energetic type of workout in the morning. And I found for me that fit into my day. And I find it's all about, well, a couple of things. One, finding those moves that you love. You know,
Nice.
like for me, movement isn't an I have to, it's an I get to. I
Yeah.
look forward to moving my
Yeah.
body, and I develop this this new relationship with my body.
Nice.
And I also see it as explore, like every time I'm moving, I'm learning more about my body and what it might need, or and being fascinated by it. So all those are pieces of it too. But so yeah, I found for me getting that in first thing in the morning, because I also get very busy in my day. If I leave that type of workout to the end of my day, one, I'm too tired for it at the end of my day. And two, I'll start finding other things on my to-do list, and then it gets bumped. So to me, it's too important. So I do that first thing in the morning, and then throughout the day, like I also have a dog. Oh, dogs are a great way to get out and walk, and I love walking. And what I love also about walking, it does two things. So one, like it's a way to move my body and connect with my body, connect with my dog, connect with Mother Earth. But I also recently discovered Audible and podcasts, and and so I'll put on a favorite, like listening to someone like yourself, like this type of a podcast, and getting my soul touched while I'm walking my dog in nature. And oh, I love that too. And then at the end of the day, I like to add a little bit of just quiet stretching.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah. I like how you said that's what works for me. Right. I
right.
love how you really made a point of saying that, because often, very specific women, I'm going to address here, that they feel they need to do it like this because Susie's doing, or they have to do it at this time because Brenda's doing it this time. Sure, it works for Susie and Brenda, but if it doesn't fit for you, whether it be in your mindset, whether it be in your schedule, that's okay. Find a time when it works for you. Do simple things, whether it's be working out, whether it's going for a walk, maybe the combination of things like you do yourself, and I find that too is you do it in the morning, which is great. That's energizing. And do you find as well, Carrie, that if by chance you are not able to do that morning, fitting it into another part of your day, and be it, okay, I didn't do my workout, but I went for a walk instead, and you're okay with that?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I do like to get a little bit higher kind of an activity, to push myself a little bit. I do like
Yeah,
to push myself. So yes, you're right. If I didn't get to do it first thing in the morning, I would choose like, okay, like lunch hour or something to dedicate that type of a thing to it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's so important. You touched on here is being flexible, right? Being flexible in what you choose to do, being flexible when you give yourself permission and choose to do it any part of the day. Personally speaking too, there's times where, I'll go on my trainer. One day it's first thing in the morning, one day it's mid-afternoon, one day it's mid-morning, because that's when it's like, okay, I need to do it right now. And, walking in the evening is always a part of the routine with our dog, of course. And
uh-huh,
you're so right. It's a time of just tranquility and being in the moment, and just not letting anything come to your mind, and just
yeah,
enjoying that walk. And of course, where you and I both live, it's winter right now, but it just means getting dressed warmer and feeling that
yep,
winter wind, and that evening relaxation of going for a walk just brings your whole tranquility to a higher level, and any stresses go down.
Yeah. And
So,
sorry, one other thing
yeah,
I would say too, that you just made me think of it too, if I can't get it in first
yeah,
thing in the morning. And this is one thing that I had to talk myself through, and it took me a bit sometimes, because it's like, no, you gotta do that full work. Like it has to be this, letting go of that. And like some days, maybe there's some times that I don't have the energy for the plan that I had for
yeah,
myself, and listening to my body and saying, oh, I need to be gentle. Like I'm working through something today. No, we're going to set that to the side and we're just going to do a gentle flow something today.
yeah.
I do at times, I had to get to the point of talking myself through that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That almost kind of brings me to a question I'm going to ask you coming up as well. But, the key words I'm hearing from our conversation so far, Carrie, is, movement for self-care is important, but be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself when you need it. Be flexible with what you choose and when you choose to move your body, and allow yourself to be okay if you need to kind of shift things around.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
Mhm.
Motivation. I think I've kind of heard your answer to this one, but there's days, we could be lying in bed and I don't want to get out of bed, right? Those words can go through our minds. But Carrie, what keeps you motivated and gets you motivated in the morning?
Yeah. I would say the word curiosity, it comes to my mind for some reason when I hear you asking that. I think I just have a curiosity and exploratory type of nature. So I like to try new things. Well, like I say, here I am 50 and making such a shift. And I've always kind of been that way. Like I can get bored easily. And so I like to be challenged. So I feel like that, yeah, there must be a real curiosity to me. Like to explore, yeah, like what's next? What's next? Maybe that's why I like dogs. I'm just like, happy to see you. What's next? What are you doing today?
Oh, love it, love it. Always allowing that. We all still have a child in us, right? And as a child, curiosity is up there, right? A curiosity to want to know more, curiosity want to explore. And the fact that what I'm hearing is you're allowing that child in you to still come out. And the adult in you is saying, it's okay. I'm going to allow myself, because I love myself, because self-care is a priority as well, to allow that child to come out and play and explore and be curious. So I love that back, because as adults, sometimes we feel we can't be kids anymore, right? And we might have thoughts in our head, what's someone going to think? What are they going to say if I allow myself to be a child again? But the fact that it doesn't matter what somebody else says. It doesn't matter what someone else thinks. I need to think about me and explore me, and I need to validate and honor who I am. So that's such an important word that you use, is curiosity.
And you
Curiosity.
know what, Tanya, I really appreciate you asking me that question because I don't think I've thought about it in a long time. So there's something like for your listeners, like maybe sit with that question, like what
Yeah.
motivates you in the morning? And by you asking me that question, I almost like, oh, I have a new appreciation of something of myself that I've kind of forgotten about, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true, right? There's often we forget about things, and then we read something or we hear a quote and we kind of sit and think about it. It's like, yeah, yeah. So I love that.
Right.
Now we all face challenges, not so much because of COVID, but overall, right? There can be
Mhm.
challenges we face throughout our life. And on a personal basis, what's one of the biggest challenges you're facing right now, Carrie? If you choose to share whatever it is, what is it right now? That biggest personal challenge that you're facing? Because I'm sure there's other listeners right now that are facing the same or similar challenges. I'm sure what you have to share will possibly help them.
Yeah. I'd say what's coming to mind right now that because I'm currently working on it, is my relationship with technology. And I did it. It was just about a week ago, I'd say, that I kind of had the realization, like, oh, I think I do have a bit of an addiction, like, which I didn't realize. And I hear other people talk that way, that, they're addicted to their phones. And I'm like, I don't have that. But when I really sat down, because I was I'm looking at ways of kind of changing my schedule, like my day-to-day schedule and my weekly schedules, and just to have more focus during my day. And when I was sitting down, kind of looking at that, I'm like, oh, I'm spending too much time. Like it's talking to me too much, and I'm giving into it too much. And what I noticed when I started to say, okay, I'm only going to check my emails at, such and such a time of days. And because
Yeah.
I'll have my email open.
Yeah.
And then I can easily get very distracted by these things, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Like your phone makes a noise. Oh, what's that? Oh, my computer makes a noise. Oh, what's that? Oh, does someone need me? Does someone need me?
Yeah.
And it takes away my focus. And that's what I'm trying to get better at, focus. So when I realized, like, ooh, I think I do have a bit of an addiction to technology. And so when I started in the past week, I've been playing with it a little bit. And then I noticed, oh my gosh, yeah, like those addictive type of
Yeah.
sensations are there. And so it's like, okay, I need to work through this. And some of the things that I'm doing to help me through that. Okay, so I love a schedule. I'm a very routine person. I know that doesn't work with everybody, but that works for me. So again, having a set schedule really helps me. And then those times when I feel those urges wanting to come, and it's wanting to pull me and check your phone, check your phone. I use tools like EFT. Are you familiar with emotional freedom technique?
Yeah, I've heard of it. So yeah, but please
Yeah.
explain it for the listeners that are not sure what it is.
Yeah, are also known as tapping, and you're just tapping on these pressure points, and while you're kind of saying some things
Yeah.
through it, talking yourself through it, and oh, it just helps to bring my anxiety down. So I'm pulling that tool back again. It's a tool that I've used for other things in the past, and I kind of thought, well, maybe that'll help me with this.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I think it will. So yeah, we can touch base in a moment to see how am I doing with my addiction to technology.
Yeah. Just touching on that too. I feel that a lot of the tapping has to do with even when you tap your muscles, right? With they use with um, people that have been through accidents or semi-paralyzed, they tap muscles because then it kind of they have a better response and it gets triggered. So I feel that's what the tapping technique has to do with. And it's as you were listening to technology, it's something I hear so many people struggle with that. There's something that I've always done, and I feel it's so important for me. And when I share it with other people, they're like, wow, you can do that. It's like, yeah, because you have to make the choice. No one's going to do it for you. There's things I set for myself that weekends are not work related. My phone, I do not get emails to my phone. I turn off all social media notifications.
Okay.
So because otherwise you would be getting that constant ding, 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 right? And I say that unless it's terribly necessary, someone can reach out to me via text, right? But those things, if I'm so in tune to that digging happening all the time, then I'm not ever going to give myself a chance to focus on myself and make myself important. To constantly hear those dinging on your phone will cause that stress to go up because you're focused on one thing and then you're hearing the ding. Okay, now my focus is away and I'm checking my phone. So those are little things that you can do, right? Emails too. I only set a certain time. I have in my calendar, my handwritten calendar still certain time frames what I'm doing to get done. Because if I'm doing too many things at once, then you're less productive. I'm less efficiency, and then I'm forgetting about tuning into myself and what I need. And it's almost like technology is a blessing, but at the same time, it's not. Because like you
Exactly.
said, when your phone is constantly dinging, that's stressful, right? You're feeling, what am I missing? So again, that's something I've always done, or people say, oh, can I get you on the email list? If you go to a store, for example, groceries or anything, it's like, no, I do not share my email address. I do not share because I don't need that. Right?
Yeah, I think that's
So,
something I need to
yeah.
start adopting because
Mhm.
my email list, I'm getting too many things and I can't read
Yeah.
them all.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Like if I really need something, I'll go out to get it. I don't need to be hear about a sale or promotion. It's like, no, like why because that's often a hook, right? When you go somewhere and they say, oh, can we get your email address? Well, no, because then you're hooked into them. It's like, oh, well, this is on sale, I'm going to go get it. But do you need it? No, because often you'll hear people say, oh, I picked this up because it was on sale, but I don't know why I bought it and now I can't return it. So what is that doing for your mindset, right? That's turning it to negative again. Listening to what you need inside and what uplifts you and what brings you happiness. That trinket or that piece of clothing, because it was on sale, you got it. But is that really bringing you joy?
Mhm.
Is that uplifting you? No. It's when we stay with simple things like you and I talked about beginning, getting outside in nature, you know, taking moments to catch your breath and be in the
Mm.
moment and asking yourself in the morning, what do I need today?
Yes.
What is my intention today? And
Mhm.
making sure I take the necessary baby steps to fill my life with my intention of what I need to do to make myself a priority, because nobody else is going to do it for you, right?
Exactly.
Mhm, mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Positivity.
Mhm.
We can really struggle with it. It's things that we know we need to do, but how do we do it, right? We lose sight of what is going to help us create a positive mindset because we lose sight of who we are and what we need. So with all the negativity that can be in the world right now, negative people that can be our own environment, what's something you do, Carrie, that
Mhm.
helps you maintain a positive mindset, to love who you are, to make self-care a priority, to validate yourself?
Yeah, such a great question. Because like I'm a very sensitive person too, so I am very affected by other people's negative energy or hearing things. So one way is to be selective on what's coming in for sure. So, being cautious of how much news I take in and where I get it from, that kind of thing. So, especially over the last couple of years, I've had to be a little more cautious of that. Because again, all of a sudden you get sent down that rabbit hole
Yeah,
and I remember have gotten to that point in the past. It was like, oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Like I feel I could just go crawl under a rock right now.
yeah,
Okay, maybe you just distance yourself for a little bit
right.
and go inward. So for me, it's definitely spending time alone and going inward is what fills me up. Um, so yeah, I need a little bit more time alone and breath work. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, breath work.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah. So
really
important,
helps.
right? And it's uncomplicated when you talk about breath work, right? It could take as little as 30 seconds, just, closing your eyes or opening your eyes, depending where you are, and just slowing down your breath. And, it's something I talked about with my guests yesterday. Uh, and I said, yeah, that breath work, because we touched on breath work, is, I've been places, people
Mhm.
have no idea I'm doing breath work, right? Because it's
Sure,
just being in the moment, taking
exactly.
those slow inhales and the
Mm.
exhale, and no one knows what you're doing. So if you're somewhere and you feel you need to do that, okay, I just kind of need to catch my breath and slow down my breath, you can do it. You can do it.
Yes.
Now, Carrie, we've talked about so much, and it's so important. Our message has been about, validating who you are, self-care, self-love, self-validation, doing what you need for yourself to make you priority, make movement a priority in your life. I want to know a little bit about you, Carrie. There's quotes that we live by, that we hear, and they're always a part of us. So what is one of those quotes, Carrie, that you absolutely love and you kind of stick with?
Can I share two?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because the first one is more of a mantra I say to myself, and it comes to mind with when we were talking about the technology, and when you were saying, oh, do I need that? This mantra was going on in my mind, and it's something that I say to myself: I'm doing enough, I have enough, I am enough. And that's a mantra I say to myself. So those times when my to-do list is speaking to me a little too much, I'm doing enough. Or just like what you were saying, like, do I need that? Okay, I'll suddenly I desire, but I have enough and I am enough. Just
Yeah,
so
love it.
that's a mantra I say to myself a lot. And then a quote, Abraham Lincoln's quote, the best way to predict the future is to create it. That's it. Yeah, the
Nice.
best way to predict the future is to create it. Oh, I love that. And again, I feel like that's appropriate for what I've kind of just gone through in this turning 50, and it's making another shift yet
Yeah,
again. And
yeah,
yeah, create
yeah.
it. Like, what do I want
Lovely.
next?
Yeah,
Go for
exactly,
it.
right? We're on this journey. We have ebbs and flows. We have hills, uphills, downhills. We have corners. Like, just go on your journey and see what comes. And, you know, you have the choice to, if you need to take a different bend, you can. Oftentimes we feel we're not allowed to, but yeah,
Yeah.
create what you want to see, or take even baby steps. If it's one small baby step towards where you want to be, that is cause for celebration if you've never done it before. So I love that quote. Carrie, you cannot include family with as your answer for my
Okay.
last question.
Okay.
So if this was the last day of your life, Carrie,
Hmm.
what is one thing that you would be grateful for?
Hmm. I feel emotional, like thinking of it, or and especially emotional saying it out loud,
Yeah.
because again, it's that woman in me was like, oh, you don't boast yourself, and all of that kind of stuff. But you know what? Me, grateful for me, for
Yes.
my unique spirit and just my uniqueness. That means faults and all, but yeah, just for showing up and being me and listening to my heart. And when something speaks to me that I'm feeling in my heart, I listen and I say, okay, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Love it.
So yeah, me.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it because it goes back to that true authentic self, right? Where I'm grateful for a lot of things, but if I wasn't here,
Right.
then what would I have to celebrate? So I love that answer. Thank you.
Mhm.
Carrie, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your conversations. I love the insight. I love the messages that you have shared with the world. So
Oh,
thank you very much again. I enjoyed our conversation.
I did
And
too. Thank
everybody
you.
watching, thank you for being here and listening, in sharing in, these messages that more of us need to hear and truly feel. So as you go to bed tonight, remember, think about one thing that was the most amazing thing that happened today. And when you wake up in the morning, feel gratitude for being here. Feel gratitude for your life. Thank you, everyone.
Beautiful.
And until next time, this is Tanya Otterstein-Liehs. Have a beautiful, wonderful day.